Hey everyone, this is Rostakos. This is week 8 of us covering the games entered into the 2021 Solitaire print-to-play game design contest. The main videos will be released on Sunday, but just like last week, I'm releasing one more video this week, just so that we can get closer to the goal of covering all the games, or at least almost all of the games entered into the contest. The game I will be playing today is The Rent. This is a game that is designed to simulate life in poverty or near poverty, so it has a much more serious topic. But it's a pretty interesting game that only needs 18 cards and also 13 tokens. And that should be all for my introduction, so roll the intro. Hey everyone, this is Rostakos, and today I'm bringing you yet another game of the 2021 Solitaire Print and Play Game Design Contest currently hosted on BoardGameGeek. Today I will be playing The Rent. This is an 18 card game that is really interesting, has a very interesting mechanic and also a very interesting topic, quite a dark topic. This time of you trying to survive 1 year, to be able to pay your rent for 1 year by making specific sacrifices. So that is really interesting. Before we get started, I will quickly set up the game. Alright, and that is already the setup to the game. You see, very minimalistic. So what you see here at the top, at the left, this is one card I discarded. So we play only with 17 cards, not with 18. And with the tokens, we track our physical health, emotional, social, and financial health. You can kind of see it there, but you can also see it here on the back of the cards. And also with the white token, I will track the calendar. We lose the game whenever one of these health indicators goes down to 0. So we lose all 3 of one of these, and we win if we have paid our rent successfully 12 months. So when we are on December, we did it 11 months, and then we need to do one more month to get that token down from the card. All right, and that is pretty much how the game works. Before we get started and you see how the game plays, I would like to read the introduction written by the creator, because I think that's quite interesting and also sets the mood for the game. If you don't like to hear it and you want to jump right to the gameplay, look in the description and my pinned comment, and you can see my timestamps as usual, so you can just jump to the section you would like to see. All right, so let me read that. It's the note here. This is a game about my story, but it also draws on real-world medicine. The World Health Organization recognizes 6 types of health: physical, mental, emotional, social, societal, and spiritual. We've simplified these down to 4 here. We've also used broad categories as opposed to specifics to avoid specific triggers. My game involved being an addict, abused and disabled, but I got very lucky in that a friend kept topping up my financial health when it hit the lowest of the low. Most don't get that lucky. Maybe lucky isn't the right word, given what I lost over a few years. Savings, credit, insurance, privacy, safety, family, entertainment, hobbies, rest, and eventually partner and pets. And a lot of my emotional and psychological health. But again, I now have some of those back. It's tough out there, but it's not impossible if we have people we can rely on. Take care of yourselves and each other. So I think that is a very good introduction to how the game works, or at least to the theme of the game. All right, so the game works as follows. We always draw 2 cards, and then we need to sacrifice 1 card and play the other. So you see here we have we have the effect if we sacrifice the card, and we have the effect if we play it. Sacrifice means it goes on not the discard pile, but on a specific sacrifice pile, so to speak, and that card is completely out of the game. If we play it and put it on the discard pile, then we can later use that card again when we reshuffle the deck. The game is over if there is no deck left, if everything is sacrificed. Then we lose unless we have finished these 12 months of rent. So that is a very interesting mechanic. It's very simple, but it works quite well. The designer is saying in the rules that this is a pretty simple game, so you will win more often than you lose. Let's see how I do today. But there are specific conditions, real world conditions you can add to the game to make it harder. For example, unemployed, you have one less financial health, or addiction, you have one less financial health and one fewer physical health. So you can kind of tune the game to your liking. But we will just play the regular mode today to showcase it well. Alright, so let me just put the draw pile on the right here. I think that's going to be a little bit simpler for me. Okay, so here if we sacrifice steal things, then we can heal a financial or physical health. We don't need to do that at the moment, but advance the calendar at no health cost is really powerful. But then we would have to sacrifice this one here. You pass out, discard 2 cards from the deck if possible. That's fine. That's okay for me. So I'm going to sacrifice food, which is really not a good thing. That's the last thing I would sacrifice in real life probably. And I will play steal things. So we can advance the calendar at no cost. And we need to discard 2 cards from the deck. Okay, and that is how it continues. Then we draw 2 cards and it continues. So we can sacrifice our credit card to heal 1 emotional health. We don't need that. We can sacrifice entertainment to sell all our stuff and advance the calendar at no cost again, which is pretty good. So we will sacrifice entertainment and I will play the credit card. So you may choose to lose a financial health to advance the calendar. I will definitely do that. So 1 financial health is gone. And we can advance the calendar. And here we can also advance the calendar. So now you think, oh, that's pretty easy. You're just advancing the calendar. Yes, but pay attention that all these sacrificial cards here, I can't use them anymore. They're out of the game completely. This is our discard pile here. Let's put the discard pile like in the middle so we know that's... And let's put this like this so we know these are out of the game. I think like this it should work quite well. Okay, so we draw 2 cards. If we sacrifice kindness of strangers, then we heal a social health or an emotional health. We don't need that at the moment. Sacrifice our savings, we can advance the calendar, which is pretty good. I think we will do that. So we will do that and we will play kindness of strangers so we can advance the calendar and advance the calendar at no health cost one more time. Okay, this is probably the best game I had so far. The other games were a little bit tougher. So, if we sacrifice our partner, then we have to remove a random card from the discard pile, which is out of the game. That's not good. But if we sacrifice our safety, then we have to retreat the calendar. So, move it 1 month back. And I really don't want to do that. What about playing? Here we can lose a social health to advance the calendar, that's fine, and lose a physical health to advance the calendar. These are both okay, but I really don't want to retreat the calendar. So I'm going to play safety and sacrifice my partner. So first we will choose... first we need to do that. We need to remove 1 random card from the discard pile. Okay, so let's just shuffle those and remove that one here. Oh no, that was a good one. Okay, that one is out of the game. And we will play the safety card. So we can choose to lose 1 physical health. Let me get that out of here. To advance the calendar. So we are now exactly halfway done. So we're halfway done. That's not too bad. Okay, so let's take 2 cards. Alright, we can sacrifice our privacy. Your shame grows, lose an emotional health. Okay. Or we can sacrifice our hobbies. You can reorganize. Look at the next 3 cards and reorder them if you wish. I don't know how interesting that is. You may choose to lose a financial health to advance the calendar. That would not be so good. We already only have 2 of 3. And we can lose a social health to advance the calendar. I think that's better. But then we will lose an emotional health and have no bonus at all. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to choose to lose the financial health. So I'll play that. And I will sacrifice this to reorder the next 3 cards. I don't know how interesting that is, but let's just try it. So let's see. You gotta so we would have a good we would need a good combination. We lose a financial health now. Can we heal a financial health? Maybe no, but we would lose a financial health there. That's not too good. Lose a physical. I think I'm gonna do it like this. Okay. And now we can lose a financial health to advance the calendar. So we're now in August. We made it from January to August. Okay. So advancing the calendar means, in fact, just that we paid our rent, right? Okay. Here we can heal a social health. We don't need to do that. Here we would lose a financial health. And we could here lose a physical health to advance the calendar. Oh man. Let's do these two. So I will... No, that doesn't work either, because we first need to heal the social health, because we always need to do the sacrifice first. But we can't lose a financial health, so we will have to do it this way. So I will heal a social health, which doesn't work because we already have 3, but then we can lose a social health to advance the calendar. And you see, it's getting towards the end. We only need 4 more advances, but you see that we are having a little bit of issues, a few issues here, especially financially. It really doesn't look good. Okay, so either we sacrifice our dreams, so we would lose a physical health, okay, or we sacrifice our friends and heal a physical health. Healing a physical health wouldn't be too bad. Here we could lose an emotional health to advance the calendar. Emotional is okay, we have 3 there. And social health, losing social health wouldn't be as good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to sacrifice my friends and play my dreams. So we need to lose a physical, we heal a physical health. That's the green one here, okay. And then we can choose to lose an emotional health to advance the calendar. Okay. So now you see we have only 1 card left. So what we will do is we will shuffle the discard pile. So we don't have too many rounds left, because when we have no cards to draw anymore, then we lose. But we only have 3 advances, so I think we should be able to make that. Okay, so let's draw 2 cards. Here we can heal an emotional health. He would lose a social health. Okay. We could choose to lose a financial health to advance the calendar. That's not good. And we could choose to lose a physical health. That's fine. So we will play exercise, and we will sacrifice our credit. So we tear the credit card up and heal an emotional health up there. And then we can choose to lose a physical health. You see, it always says choose. We don't have to do it. A physical health to advance the calendar. All right, 2 more advances. And then we made it. So we can, these were the 2 cards that were discarded in the first round. We can shuffle the last sacrifice card back into the deck. We're almost done. I don't think that's too helpful. I can heal a financial health. That would be great. And I can choose to lose an emotional health. That is pretty good. So we will play rest, but we will have to sacrifice our pets. With that, we can heal a financial health. And here we can choose to lose an emotional health to advance the calendar. So we're all at 2 now. We only need 1 more advancement. So I think we are golden. Well, I don't know if golden is the right way to phrase it, playing this game here. All right, so let's see. You are robbed. Retreat the calendar. No. We can heal something, and we can choose to lose a physical health. I'm going to do that. I'll sacrifice kindness of strangers and play safety. So first we can heal a social health or an emotional health. It doesn't really matter. Let's do the emotional one. I think that one is the more important one, like from a role-playing perspective. And we play safety, so we choose to lose a physical health. We will do that to advance the calendar. And now you see, we advance it 1 more off. We're now in January of the next year. So pretty much there, just the next year. And the game is over and we won. But you see that physically we are not looking all too good, and social and financial health isn't great either, but our emotional health is pretty good. So I think that's the most important one. But of course, that's only from a role-playing perspective. In terms of gameplay, it doesn't matter. We won the game. And now you see, as I said, we could also play unemployed with 1 fewer financial health. addiction with 1 fewer financial health, 1 fewer physical health, mental illness with 1 fewer emotional health. So that's really interesting. So there's like 1 to 2 different kinds of health, so to speak, or health types that you could start the game reduced with. And 1 fewer physical health, for example, would have been very difficult for us. But then you just play your cards differently. So we have just 3 cards left here and also 3 cards there. So we would have another maybe 3 or 4 rounds to win. So it was quite close, even though it didn't look like it, but it was quite close. So yeah, we usually, as I said, we usually don't review these games here because they are still works in progress and all the designers have invested a lot of time to work on these games. By the way, it might be that you hear the church bells. That always happens on Saturdays and Sundays, so I hope it's not too loud. I will just keep talking so you didn't hear them too much. I don't want to give it a review, but still the game is very interesting. So my first impression, it's a very interesting game. I like the topic a lot, what you have to sacrifice and what you play. Of course, you don't really have to pay attention to that since mechanically you're just sacrificing one thing and playing the other. But still, from a role-playing perspective, it is quite interesting. And it doesn't need a whole lot. It just needs a few cards. And also it needs just a few tokens, right? So you just need, I think, 13 tokens. And then you can play the game. The colors don't matter either. You can just put pretty much anything on here and then just play the game. I just used different colors because it looked nicer. But yeah. That concludes my playthrough of The Rent. If you're still watching, I really appreciate you doing so. If you already played any games from the contest or watched all our videos, so mine and the ones by my content creator colleagues, why don't you let me know in the comments which game you think is the most interesting so far, or which games, maybe there are several ones you like. Just let me know, because that would make for a pretty cool discussion in the comments, and sometimes the designers even join the comment section, which is really nice. Alright, and thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Alright, take care everyone. Cheers.